People used to say that these isopods
are not keepable.
This is my story and how they honestly changed my life and my involvement in the hobby. And at first, they lived up to that reputation. We nearly lost all of our Red Diablo isopods at one point. We're going to talk about why other people were failing them and what's been successful for us. These amazing isopods are a bit more maintenance than your standard isopod in the hobby. I believe that many failed at first because they were trying to keep them like anything else. I'm going to tell you my entire story, from when I got them, to a colony crash, to having 500 Diablos, selling and trading $10,000 from a $400 investment. Now, this is not about the money, and it never was. That is simply a byproduct of the success that I did not know was coming. I first got my Red Diablos 2.5 years ago from a private collector. This changed the course of my life and my involvement in the hobby. At this time, only a few people were keeping Emberbees and Red Diablos and a few other Ardentiella species in the United States, formerly Mare Lunella, but now the genus has changed to Ardentiella. I started off with a 15 count that I paid $400 for, and to be fair, that was extremely underpriced given the market at that time. Red Diablos were selling for around $80 to $100 per isopod. I bought a bundle deal of Red Diablos, Emberbees, and Shiny Gators. This was my first big purchase, and I was extremely nervous and scared that I would fail with them. But the collector sent me really nice sizes and at least one pregnant one because I saw babies within the first 2 weeks of having them. I kept them in a standard bin for the first 3 months, and I got to around 75 Red Diablos. Everything seemed great. Then disaster struck. I started seeing dead pods daily and they were crashing fast. Within a week, we were down to 15 pods, the same amount that we started with. I thought at this point they were surely all going to pass away. So I decided to put them into a 10-gallon aquarium so that I could at least enjoy them and be able to see them while I still had them. Now, the lid for the aquarium was just an open-vented screen, not ideal at all. It basically held very little moisture because of this. Now, in turn, this made me water the bin 2 times per day just to keep some moisture and humidity retention. Little did I know, this was exactly what they needed: higher ventilation and more frequent mistings. To my surprise, I started seeing them recover. Slowly we started seeing babies, and before we knew it, we had around 100 Red Diablos within 6 months. In fear of losing them all again, I decided to replicate the bin that I had success with, and I split the numbers. We put 50 into a new bin and left 50 in the original bin. Eventually, we made a large 62-quart bin with forced air exchange and put the majority of the Diablos into this bin, having built the confidence to be able to care for them properly. Now, for a long time, I hadn't been looking at prices and I wasn't very involved in the community. I was just a collector who had a bunch of rare isopods and I just enjoyed keeping them. And then I realized only a few people were still keeping Red Diablos. Most had failed. I had figured the hobby was flooded with Red Diablos by this point in time and that everyone was keeping them. Over the next year, I kept breeding them, slowly started posting online in the communities, and eventually decided to make pods for you. And due to the generosity of the original collector that sold me the isopods, that has always stuck with me. We always try to send out great sizes, and many times you'll get pregnant ones if you order enough, so you don't have to wait 6 months just for them to get to breeding sizes. We don't look, we don't care, we have enough numbers to share. We really pride ourselves in our breeding and numbers so that you, the buyer, can experience the same success and fun that we've had. I really hope you enjoyed this video. Don't give up. You never know what's possible. You just have to keep trying. And until next time, this is Trent with Pods for You.